Hi everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick with CBT News. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We're happy to have with us John Luciano, who is the head of VW of America Dealer Council, I should say chairman of the council, and managing partner at Street Volkswagen, Amarillo, Texas. Thanks so much, John, for joining us on CBT News.
Thanks for having us. We're really thrilled.
Yeah, so let's talk shop a little bit before we dive in here. I want to talk to you about an article that you were in Ward's Auto and such, but how's business in Amarillo, Texas?
You know, we've been blessed. Business has been very, very good. We reached out very early and talked both radio, both television, got out in the community and said, look, we still want to know that if the pharmacist needs to get to the pharmacy or the doctor needs to get to the hospital, whatever it is, we want to be there for you. So we did free inspections in the service department. We opened it up to any type of car, whatever you need to work on. Most technicians in most stores, they've worked everywhere, right? We learned that. They jump around.
Right.
So if it's a Ford or a Lamborghini, we've had Ferraris, whatever it was, we'll get it fixed. Maybe not in an hour, right? Maybe not fast, but we'll get it done. Get you back on the road. So that was our big message is, we're not totally essential, but people do need, we live in Amarillo, Texas, very spread out, right? You're not going to walk anywhere in Amarillo, Texas. Don't have buses, don't have subway. Wasn't going to happen. We needed transportation. We wanted them to know we're there. And boy, we were blessed. Very early on, service drive was just inundated.
That's great.
Really
I'm sure there's some dealers right now asking, how are you a Volkswagen dealer in Amarillo, Texas, and not able to sell pickup trucks? Because it would seem to me that's every car on the road, right? Yeah, well, we do 2-to-1 used to new. Okay.
And you can imagine what those used cars.
There you go.
Cars doesn't come in much.
Right.
So we're very much a truck center. We have a Toyota store also, so we do a lot of Tundra and different things. But yes, we do focus our used business on it. And then the blessing to us with Volkswagen was with Atlas and Tiguan. We finally got in the truck business, especially with the size of Atlas. And Crossport, and we've led the country a couple of times. The SUV market so strong, and we have a good one. So it's been good for us.
How are VW sales nationally?
We're up year over year. Retail wise doing well. We've backed off a little bit on fleet. We're going through the same problems everybody is. The factories had to close down. Chattanooga, Mexico getting one, so we're out of cars. Could be better. I believe we're up about 5% year over year, which is really some growth. But due to some things in our past, we've been in the growth area anyway. Okay. So we had to run that growth. We're bringing ourselves back, got some products back, learning the market, and doing a good job. Our current team is really good.
We're not through it yet, obviously. I mean, this isn't over. It's far from over. But what are some of the lessons learned thus far?
You can run leaner than you thought you could. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear, but I don't know.
No, but it's true.
I don't know that a lot of us will get back up to the staffing levels that we were. And that's something economically we got to look at. Of course, if the market came back even bigger and stronger, sure, you're going to need them. But I would say many dealerships probably will run 10 to 15% lighter, leaner. And it's just probably a necessity. We were so spoiled. The SAR was so big. The used car industry was just off the charts. For me, I think I've got a newfound respect for for the salespeople and for my managers. It's a little tougher out there than it was when you and I first started in this industry. Where it was a quick conversation. You signed 6 pieces of paper. Here's an odometer statement. Here's a purchase order.
That's right.
How are you going to finance it? I sat and did some finance. 26 pieces of paper. And I still missed some. And you were like, wait, I bought a house and didn't sign this much. What are we doing? Red flags this and charter this and the bank wants that. You're like, man, no wonder people come out of finance going, man, that was kind of painful. So we're learning there. How do we take care of it at home? How much of it can we do in advance before you get here? They want to shrink that time in the store. We've always known that, right? Every customer, I'd rather have a root canal than buy a car. We've heard that all of our lives. I think we're looking at that very strong now, saying, okay, how do we simplify this? They've learned it all online. They're telling you, I want a cobalt blue, I want a black interior, I want an SE. Why are we sending them pictures of 9 other cars and an option here? The guy's done all of his research. Just tell me where you are in the sales funnel and sell you a car. And the customer's like, okay, I like you. I like that.
So for the hundreds of Volkswagen dealers that watch CBT News every day, what message would you like to share with them?
We're back.
We're back. That's a good message, right?
I know we're fighting for inventory and the right inventory, but Scott Keogh has done an amazing job.
Yeah.
Came over from Audi, and he now runs the brand. And Scott is just very, very smart. And we have a real funny saying. We took a dollar bill a while back out of my store, and we put his face on it. And in Scott, we trust.
And one final thing, and I want to call out a dealer here, John Luciano. Now, I think we can call each other friends. We've had a great partnership on this front. Believe me, nobody represents you better than him. He calls a spade a spade. He forces us to be honest. He forces us to perform. He gives when it's appropriate to give. And he's operating a tiny little town in Texas, Amarillo, and delivers, 12, 13 points of market share in Amarillo, Texas. But he did an interesting thing, and he does a lot of gimmicks. We have a lot of laughs. And he sent me this thing the other day. And, I think the Treasury Department's waiting outside for him. But other than that, I am humbled. But honestly, I've always looked at my 25-plus year career dealing with dealers very simple. Where do I trust? I trust in each and every one of you. Thank you very, very much.
And it really ran through the whole franchise.
Yeah.
And everybody loves it. And so far, Scott just hasn't missed a step. And then he put Duncan in place. And we got Dave Luters. And that's what I said earlier in the show. Right now, our team is really, really strong. And I think the strength and our success right now is coming from the conversations between it and its council. And we created a deal called the Three Musketeers. And the Three Musketeers is the brand Scott, me representing the dealer body, and then Anthony Bandman, who runs VCI.
Yeah.
I learned so much from my Toyota background and us having a Toyota store when Akio took over, and he just said, look, I cannot be successful unless my dealers are successful.
Right.
I'm not stupid.
That's
if
right.
They can't sell them. I could build all you want. I've got to sell them.
That's right.
Scott and our team currently understand that.
Yeah.
And if they don't finance it, he doesn't build it, and we don't sell it, it will never work. And we have meetings and conversations that are incredible. And COVID has really helped that. We talk 3 times a week. We get on there, even if it's just minimal.
Yeah.
Right? What's going on? What's feeling? What's happening in the market? How can we help?
That's fantastic.
And the 3 of us. Let's
Yeah.
go to 0%. Let me tell you, we threw out 0% on used cars, kind of, ask for a lot, settle for a little, right? Okay, let's throw that out there because they'll be like, that's not going to happen.
Right, that's not going to happen.
Well, let's throw that out, and maybe we'll get a little bit more here. Then we get the call back, hey, we like the 0 on used cars, but how about just only 60 months? Sure.
You weren't even thinking of getting it for anything.
No.
Yeah.
We were flabbergasted, and it was such a strong program.
You four-squared them.
We did.
Yeah.
And boy, did they over-delivered. And it's been incredible. And once again, it brought a bunch of people in on 0% used cars because you thought you could only buy a used car.
Right.
I don't have the credit. I don't have the job.
Right.
I'm a used
Right.
car guy.
Exactly.
Then you took it and you said, okay, to get to your payment, I really need to go 0.72 on a new car. Let's look at this new Jetta.
That's right.
I could buy a new car?
Yeah.
And get all 670. I mean, you start, I would do that. Absolutely. Like you said, grosses came back. You just over delivered.
That's right.
The guy says that's a lot of bang for the buck. I'm in.
Yeah, no question about it. Wow, that's fantastic. Sounds like things are going good in your world.
They are good.
Yeah.
It's a great industry.
It really is. No question about that.
Yeah, it's fun making people happy, and we're so community driven, and the brand has become community driven, and learning that just loving on your customers, loving your community, they'll love back on you. You got nothing without them.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Unless you live in a giant market like Austin or something where people are pouring in, maybe it's different.
Yeah.
But when you got the same 250,000 people that you got to work with, you better sharpen that axe and be ready and prepared to take care of them.
That's right. So says the chairman of the National Dealer Council for VW of America, John Luciano, and managing partner at Street Volkswagen in Amarillo, Texas. Anybody want to reach out to John, you can do that. Tell him you saw him on CBT News. But thank you, John, so much for joining us here on the show. I really appreciate it.
I'm here anytime.
Okay. All right. Take care.
CBT Automotive Network, the #1 most watched network in retail automotive. This has been a JBF Business Media production.